Sinking in the Bathtub is a 1930 Bosko short. This is a Looney Tunes cartoon that was directed by Rudolf Ising and Hugh Harman with a story by Freleng. And I will say I didn't mind it. The majority of it doesn't take place in the bathtub, not that I have a particular problem with that. I just find the title to be a little bit peculiar. And it starts off with Bosko in the bathtub having a shower, and then he decides to go and meet Honey, his girlfriend, of course. And then they decide to go for a drive, and there is a cow that gets in the way, and all kinds of calamitous things begin to happen to the pair of them, which is usually the case when Bosko and Honey have a nice day out. Things seem to get in their way. And the bathtub does also kind of make a reappearance, and it does kind of come around full circle, but I still think the title is a little bit peculiar. I didn't mind it. I actually watched it twice. I watched it once and then I immediately watched it again because I thought I didn't feel fully engaged the first time I watched it. I felt like I maybe missed bits and pieces here and there. And to be honest, I still feel the same way about the second time. There wasn't anything bad about it. There wasn't anything in the narrative that didn't work. But I just felt like even watching it twice, I couldn't recount every single thing that happened in this. I just feel like it wasn't holding my attention that much. And there's nothing wrong with the animation. Bosko is an interesting character. There's nothing, there are certain Bosko cartoons that are maybe not as non-racist as they could be, put it that way. But this one certainly isn't that bad in this regard. The character is perfectly pleasant with no kind of negative racial connotations at all. But at least that I picked up on, as I said, I don't feel like I fully engaged with it both times. Maybe I missed something. I just feel like it's quite flat. And it's not boring in any real sense. I didn't feel bored. I just didn't feel like it held my attention that much. The characters, of course, were quite interesting together. I like when we have couples, and we have Minnie and Mickey, of course. It's always sweet and quite cute, and you want to see them do well together, you want them to help each other, or one of them is going to be saving the other one. So the dynamic works. The animation style is quite nice. We have some really nice shading, particularly with the bathtub and things. When they're outside, the car, the movement, it looks really nice. Voice acting is perfectly fine. Carmen Maxwell voices Bosko and Rochelle Hudson is Honey. There is nothing about it that I can pinpoint as saying, that was bad, that should have been done differently. I just feel like even with 2 watches, I still wasn't that immersed in it, which is a bit of a shame. But nevertheless, I recommend it to watch it at least once, maybe twice, but I wouldn't say put it to the top of your watch list. Sinking in the Bathtub is by no means a bad cartoon, but it's definitely lacking in something.